The Doubloon. Those deep, dark eyes of hers readied to ask the question again to him. They were in the midst of a conversation brought on by the secret treasure she had revealed.
She held up a solid gold coin. "What is this shininess?" she asked, pressing the question to him again with those deep, dark eyes. Her curiosity was arousing. It was like the one he used to have. He could smell the salt in the air and the light spray surrounding them with waves crashing and hissing gently.
She desired to know the strange secrets of these gleaming coins in his hands.
She had seen golden coins like this one before.
She had beheld them sparkling as they descended downward in slow motion amongst the flotsam and jetsam of many a slowly sinking ship.
It was once thought by merfolk that these gold pieces were pieces of the sun, and it was not hard to see why. Since they drifted through the blue waters from the heavens, just as did the beams of sun. Perhaps this latest mariner of hers could explain what they were. She enjoyed asking him questions and hearing his strange seafaring mind. He even taught her things about her own ocean. She still remembered the word known as current.
It opened her eyes to the water she sometimes took for granted. The water does move in different directions sometimes. Ah, yes, it moves in currents. Yes, my sweet, it does. And not just currents. It moves in ebbs and tides too. We can also read this language of the sea by studying the wind. She raised an eyebrow to him. Study the wind? What does that do? Oh, yes. We study it with dedication, and we rely heavily on it. Why, it's practically how our galleon ships make most of their journey. Sure, we have our rudder, just as you have your fin. But just as you catch the current to gain speed, so we catch the great wind. Oh, and what mighty winds you catch with such beastly ships. I love watching them. That is really how it's done? By catching the very wind? She asked in disbelief. Yes, there is nothing like it. I admit, I'm still amazed every time I hear the sails snap up in a newly caught gust of wind, he bellowed with an infectious excitement. It made him quite kissable. She loved all the sweet things he said to her when they experienced the merging of mermaid and mariner together. These humans can be so beautiful. They even have words for loving and ways of using these words in love. After she had exhausted him and exulted in the embrace of this exotic male, it was a favorite pastime of hers to ask him questions when he was thus energetically vanquished. She chuckled with fondness, then she would let him rest. Today she surprised him in the middle of his post-mermaid loving fatigue with a brilliant gold coin. His bushy black and gray eyebrows soared upward with astonishment, and there was her knowing giggle. Oh, such a mariner. They are always hungry for something. You just have to know what it is and when it is. I see strange, beautiful, and ugly men swim and die just to retrieve them, she said, a little puzzled and chilled by the memories. They are pretty, these coins. I tried to take some, but they are heavy, and I don't feel as free when I hold or carry them. I love how they catch the light, though. They seem like tiny, sad, golden suns. Why do you look at them so excitedly? Do you need them? Will I die too if I keep them? Where did you get these? He asked, eerily intrigued. She told him that she found them hither and thither. It was a half-truth. Although she was not taken with them for long, a mermaid learns that they can be exquisite when luring a mariner to fall in love with her. Indeed, many an alluring mermaid would admit to having her own such personal amassed treasure stowed away in a romantic spot on the beach for moments like this. He listened to her, half perplexed and fighting the crush of her relaxing love. He glanced again at the many sparkling coins as they caught the sunset. He looked away, unable to answer her melee of questions. They were living in the best escape together, and now she presented this treasure. Now he had to explain what it was to her. He yearned for the gold out of habit, and yet he felt this enchanting satisfaction of being where he was, with her, and there she was studying him. Just enjoy her and this island, our island. Forget the gold and everything it calls you to do. He looked into those deep, dark eyes, afraid of what might occur if he told this beguiling water dweller about the concept of worth in an object. What would happen? Would it corrupt her? Would she learn what he learned? Would she want the same impossible and unreasonable things he did? He was at once aware of the role he might play in her acquiring this tainting knowledge. He had been one of those ugly men, greedy men. He had been an out-and-out scoundrel for gold coins. He would rather not say the ravenous truth to her as he turned away and stuffed them in his soaked purse, realizing too late that the action of purloining the gold had betrayed their meaning for him to her. What was it? Did you do something bad? It's all right. I won't be angry. I have the ocean entire. What shall I be mad at? You can tell me.
Here, croaked the regretful mariner. Let's always forget that I found this. A shadow came over her face as she felt his shame. He looked to her and felt her empathy washing over him. He smiled slightly, and a thought came. Taking the little ocean poet's hand, he gave her a single piece of the golden shininess. Though it was small in his palm, it was visibly larger in her own. What a small thing she is, he thought. Then, as he watched her looking over the coin and turning it around in her hand, he said, This is a doubloon. Doubloon? He nodded approvingly. She smiled confidently and found the word tasted wonderful on her tongue. Doubloon. Doubloon? Ha ha! Yes! Doubloon! They shared a laughter that infected him with a joy he never knew on nigh 23 voyages. Nay, but it was short-lived as his craven bitterness returned to him. Avast! These things, these doubloons, they be my prison. Whether I win them or steal them or earn them. Theirs can be a poisonous affliction that clouds my hungers and thirst with an unfathomable wanting. They do? All that? Oh my, why? Because, my love, they're what is called money or currency. Currency? You mean like current? No. Well, yes, in a way they are like a current. Ha! Ha! I thought so. Like the directions in which the sea flows. Oh, do you swim in these things somehow? Yes, in a way. It's hard to explain, little fish, but yes, in my life their currency or money is the ocean of the modern world. You need to have it to trade. You need to buy food with this. You have to work for it. You can't get ahead without it. He chuckled ironically. They drive me to hell, they do. Or Hades, you might say. She was almost immortal, and yet the mention of the Underlord was as terrifying as when she was a hatchling. Hades? Oh my! Will they be my prison too? He looked upon her as she looked at the coin in wonder. Nay, he said, one of these is beautiful, he began. If you give it away to someone, it is magnificent. But if you have more than one, your soul will be ugly. You who are beautiful and have no need to trade or buy food, please keep that soul of yours beautiful. You don't want to find yourself in this ocean, he said, forebodingly, as he held up the coin.
Ah, just one is all I need. Beautiful and all for me. If I have 2 doubloons, I give one away. Yes, little fish. Ha ha! You have it! More loving laughter between them. She seemed satisfied with this peculiar explanation. It was as though she didn't care anymore for the subject. What a free child she was, he thought. A child decades older than he. How can she not care about these pieces, this treasure, he thought. It is because she can roam all 7 of the seas wherever its many currents may take her. Bless her. I can go with her to the end of my days. Then he became possessed to empty the contents of the purse. She was startled by the sounds of plops as the doubloons were swallowed up by the jaws of the Atlantic, save for the 2 he kept. Yes, 1 for each of them. He gave her 1. He bellowed the shriek that only a free man knows. The mermaid grinned with that genuine delight of hers. Then she tossed away her first gold piece, having just the 1 now. I gave it to the sea, she exclaimed joyously. The mariner clapped his hands approvingly, and they again laughed, and again they kissed. It warms my heart to tell you that it is that laughter that always haunts her now when she removes the doubloon from the seashell in her hair and looks at it in the sunset. She outlasted him, and yet his words are as immortal as she is. She looks into it during some sunsets, hearing his words as clearly as the waves and the seagulls around her.
You who are beautiful and have no need to trade or buy food, please keep that soul of yours beautiful. She outlasted him, and yet his words are as immortal as she is. She looks into it during some sunsets, hearing his words as clearly as the waves and the seagulls around her. And she feels the beauty of her soul. She sighs longingly. Perhaps she will lure a new mariner to her and learn some more about her own world. Yes, soon. very soon.